today's show happened because I saw a comment. He said, why don't you do something on doves and dove fields and how to find them and things like that. So
yeah, all right.
Good idea. It's past opening day, but like you said, it can work because the season is long. So September 1 is opening day, and that's at noon in Tennessee.
September 1st has been one of those days. I mean, you'll see guys, they'll take off work, have big cooking and getting together with friends. It's kind of neat to see.
Historically, it's a huge social event. I'd say the majority of the hunters probably hunt opening day, opening weekend, and then won't pick up a shotgun until next year.
You know, we have 2 other segments besides this one, running in October and then even all the way through January 15th. There's a lot of opportunity throughout the year.
On our website, tnwildlife.org, on our homepage, you can click the button there to dove hunting, info, and fields. It's got all the information on dove hunting. So let's talk about how to find a field. You click on Region 2, it pulls up the options that are available, and get down to Bark Camp Barrens. You see it's open statewide. So the hunting's not over there. There's still opportunity. Even though we had a big opening day, let it die down a little bit and get back in there. You're going to have some good hunting.
The award-winning Tennessee Wildcast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast. We're glad you're tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We got a great show lined up for you today. It's all about dove hunting and dove hunting information.
Yes.
We got a couple of officers in the house, Captain Matt Brian and Sergeant Kaleb Stratton. It's going to be fun.
It is.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. You can always learn about dove hunting. There's always tips, tricks, that kind of thing.
Yeah, need to know kind of things. And I don't do a whole lot of dove hunting, so I'm anxious to learn a little bit here today.
Yeah, me
Maybe
too.
Find some time to get out there.
And the thing is, opening day has passed, and I was just telling the guys that I'm sad to say, but I've never dove hunted other than opening day.
After opening day, yeah.
And I think I'm probably not alone in that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of opportunity, so we're going to learn a little more about that.
Well,
today.
once we find the opportunity, let's go.
Okay.
How's it sound?
I'm good with that. That'd be great.
All right, you want to highlight a station before we jump into it?
Yeah, WNWS in Jackson, 101.5. We appreciate them so much. Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. You'll hear Wildcast. So awesome. WNWS 101.5 Jackson.
Yeah, we appreciate our radio partners, our TV partners, and all you folks that listen out there on the podcasting apps. And
that's right.
Just thanks for tuning in and thanks for being a part of our show. And let us know what you think. Comment, like, share, all that fun stuff. Today's show happened because I saw a comment. He said, why don't you do something on doves and dove fields and how to find them and things like that. So
all right.
Good idea. It's past the season, but like you said, it can work.
Yeah.
Because the season is long. It runs for roughly, I think, 90 days or something like that, and there's 3 segments, so we're going to cover all that today. Matt and Kaleb, thank you guys.
What's up?
Yeah, no problem at all.
Thank y'all for coming in. Appreciate it so much. I'm going to let you introduce yourself. I was thinking Matt had been on before, but we haven't determined. It's 300 something shows in. You kind of forget sometimes.
I'm thinking it was back in the Doug Markham days, the early days.
That name, there you go. We could have done some stuff with Doug back in the day.
I bet so.
I'm sure we shot a few videos, crappie fishing or something.
Oh yeah.
Well, tell us about yourself and kind of how you come up in the ranks there, just to kind of give everybody an update.
No, Matt Bryan, graduated from UT Martin. Go ahead and get that plug in.
There you go.
And got hired on as a fisheries tech, actually. And did that for a few months. Then Capt Taylor hired me as a boating officer here in District 21, which is the Nashville area. And did that for about 7 years and got my fill of Percy Priest and decided to move down toward Rutherford County. Didn't realize that Percy Priest is still in Rutherford too. So I didn't really get away from it, but I got back home and did Rutherford County, promoted to sergeant, and then somehow they decided they wanted me as captain. I'm not real sure.
All right. Well, congrats.
Yeah. That's pretty recent promotion, I believe.
It is, within the last 2 years.
Yeah,
so it's a busy job.
Yeah. Well, I think you'll do a great job and have so far. So
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We're going to keep going.
I could see wanting to get off the water after
Well, it's extra. I mean,
Don't let him fool you. He still works just as hard as anybody in the state on the water. Don't let him fool you.
Well, that's where I first met Matt. I think just working with.
Probably did he pull you over?
No. It was just
safe boating.
safe boating.
Yeah. We probably did a show or something on safe boating.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. All right, Kaleb.
Training.
Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so,
this is your first time on Wildcast.
Yeah, it is on here. Yeah, I've watched it, but never got to be on it, so I appreciate it.
I'm glad you're here.
I started about 9 years ago, so I'm coming up on my 10th year with TWA. Same as Matt. I went to UT Martin, graduated from there, and went to work as a sheriff's deputy in Robertson County for a few years before I could finally get hired on here, and started in Davidson County, working Percy Priest. Was in Davidson County for a few years, and then luckily when Mike Murdoch retired out of my home county in Robertson, I was able to transfer up to Robertson County, and then when Matt got captain, he promoted me to sergeant.
Awesome.
All right.
Last year, so it's been almost a year actually. So it'll be a year.
That works out.
A year and a couple more weeks. Yeah, I'm still on probation for 2 more weeks, I think. So, so anyway, here we are.
Yeah, awesome. I'm glad y'all shared those stories because the application period for new officers is coming around.
Yeah,
and it kind
changed
of
a little bit this year.
Yeah, the timing has changed.
A little later in the year this year. Yeah.
Yeah, a little later in the year. It's September 28th when those application period will open. We got a button on our homepage, tnwildlife.org, where you can click and learn more. We got a couple new pages, videos, and things out there for folks who are interested to learn more about it. But I appreciate y'all sharing that because you can move around. There's opportunities once you may get put in a county you don't want to be in if you get hired, but then eventually you can shift and move and as things come open and there's a lot of openings.
Sounds like you guys have kind of settled into your home.
Not moving unless they move me. So
right.
But it is neat to get hired in a different location than your home county. Just all the different experiences, whether you're in East Tennessee working OHV or bear hunting, or out in West Tennessee with duck hunting, and then over here we're heavy in the boating and just deer hunting. So there's lots of different things you can experience before you work your way back to your home county.
Yeah.
And that's if you want to. Mike Murdoch that I mentioned earlier, he's from East Tennessee, and he took Robertson County because that's what was open, and he ended up making Robertson County his home for 35 years and still lives there. So
nice, yeah.
But I mean, he said, "Man, I wouldn't want to go anywhere else." So I mean, he moved from his home because that's what he had to do to get the job, and 3 hours away. But yet, he born and raised around Knoxville and made Robertson County his home. So it always opens the doors for a new life to start. So
I think Amy Snyder's kind of in that category.
Yeah.
East Tennessee growing up and then settled in West Tennessee.
Way to West Tennessee, yeah.
We have several officers that haven't necessarily returned home, but are close enough to where they can manage both.
We have such a diverse state. It's really cool.
Yeah, very, very much so. And some folks probably don't want to go home. They know who they'll have to deal with. I don't want to stay away from my buddies.
I will say that's made it kind of fun for me, actually. So,
awesome. Well, let's jump into dove hunting, and we're going to cover a lot of stuff today. We're going to stay out of the weeds, but we're going to try to cover as much as we can to help people who want to get out and go hunting. So the seasons, we're going to start there. And I had the page marked, and I've missed it here, but you're looking
September 1st. Tradition.
The big day.
Tradition. No matter what day the week that falls on.
Sometimes it falls on a Thursday.
It could be a Wednesday. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we'll hunt them.
Yeah. So September 1 is opening day, and that's at noon in Tennessee. Is that at noon in a lot of other states, or is that just a tradition for Tennessee?
I think that's just a tradition because I was looking up other states this morning actually, and like North Carolina, they start September 3rd. At 8 a.m. whenever. So. Well,
I think we mentioned this off camera, but we were given a number of dates, right? A number of days to hunt dove, and
kind of like duck. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the agency sets those days for the.
And September 1st has been one of those days. I mean, you'll see guys. I mean, they'll take off work. Have big cooking and getting together with friends, and it's kind of neat to see. So,
yeah.
Like you said, Don, historically it's a huge social event. It's a huge social hunt. That opening day, September 1st, and I'd say the majority of the hunters probably hunt opening day, opening weekend, and then won't pick up a shotgun until next year. So.
Well, there's several other. We have 2 other segments besides this one. Running in October, and then even all the way through was that January 15th. So there's a lot of opportunity throughout the year. I know Kaleb was talking about the cornfields in Robertson haven't even been harvested yet. Just due to the farmers and just the way the weather's been and everything.
So I'll jump into that real quick. And I think I've told Matt, I actually called one of our, very large farmers. I'm like, man, what's the deal? Like last year you didn't cut corn till the second week of September. This year it's looking like 2.5 to 3 weeks into September. And, we're growing different types of corn now, he said.
Oh, okay.
And in order
not peaches and cream?
Yeah, right. That's still good stuff. But in order, we're losing cropland, we're building everything, and they're making this corn now to produce a higher yield. But in order to do that, they have to let it grow longer.
Oh.
But they can't plant it any earlier because of the weather. But they can let it grow a little bit longer. So that's what we're running into. And, I think I don't think we have the number of doves right now that we have in the past, because there is no food source really. So
well, and then just the weather too. I mean, we had a little bit of a cold front this year, pushed several out. I think it did last year as well. We had a storm come in.
We had a hurricane in 2017.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Harley, I think, or Harvey.
Yeah. It pushes a lot out, but
weather has a lot to do.
It does. I know Priest WMA did really well last year, and they still did good this year, but I think the numbers were down a little bit. Same management practice, just the numbers were off. It's just something it's like the ducks. You can't control it. You hope the weather pushes them down, but we hope it stays a little warm and the doves stay in, and a lot did. But I talked to a few guys, and their numbers were a little bit down, doing the same practices, but that's just how it goes. That's part of making it fun, though.
Yeah,
just get out there and.
Did you mention Capt Barons had a good? Was that the property you said had a really good?
They
hunt?
did, yeah, down in District 22. They had a great hunt. I talked with the lieutenant down there. I think they killed over 1,000 birds.
Wow.
I believe that was
on opening day.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Now they had a lot of hunters. There's a lot of hunters down there, but I think they were averaging four birds a hunter, something like that, which is good considering like if I go with Kaleb, I'm going to bring the average down because I can't shoot. But
we're gonna have fun though, I promise.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But
and we'll eat good.
Yeah. But they're
the math. That's a lot of hunters.
It is, yeah. I think they had They had around 300 hunters, something like that, maybe just shy of that.
Wow. Well, and looking at that on our website, I guess we're gonna jump around today because we're already here.
Yeah, sorry, I think I did that.
No, you're good. On our website, tnwildlife.org, on our homepage, you can click the button there. It talks about dove fields, and then dive into the regions and get down to Capt Barons. And you see it's open statewide. So the hunting's not over there. There's still opportunity. And even though we had a big opening day, let it die down a little bit and get back in there. You're going to have some good hunting, I think, there, sounds like, anyway.
Yeah, because I know, like out at Priest, Mark anticipates planting all those fields, I think, in October. So that'll provide another opportunity there. And he lets that grow through the winter and spring and summer, and then he winds up burning it off. And that's just how he does it. I think him and Michael Boble and others have done that for the last few years, and that's a really effective way of getting seed on the ground and having a good hunt. So it's a good practice, something to think about.
And all those
in your fields.
And all these practices that they're doing are great for all wildlife too. That's the thing.
I was going to say, it's wildlife management in general.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can't stress enough too, guys like Mark Vance and Michael Boble and the technicians, man, they put their blood, sweat, and tears into these WMAs.
Yeah.
I don't think they're appreciated near enough by the public or us, really. Because they do a great job. They really do. I know Mark Vance in particular. I mean, he wears it out there.
Well, and
both in law enforcement and
well,
and planning and just wildlife management in general. So they take what they're given and make the most out of it for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Mark's always got his eyes open too, and his iPhone. He pulls that out on a regular basis.
Vance's Ventures. I forgot about that. Yeah. He's been on National Weather Channel and everything. Yeah, he's got it going on. He sees some cool stuff.
Yeah, that pollen lifting off those trees is what kind of sparked the idea of like, man, I need to he needs to send me more stuff like this. I mean, why have you been holding out on all this?
He actually, and he's been sending it. We have our district chat, and he sends it to us all the time. Stuff.
Okay.
So anytime he sees something cool, and but
that's cool. He caught he moved a rattlesnake for a company not too long ago.
Oh,
he videoed all
likes
that.
the snakes, man. I don't know how he does it.
No,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
If we have a snake call, we all call Mark Vance immediately. Hey, Mark, I got a snake.
Yeah, go check it out.
He enjoys that stuff.
Well, let's rattle off the seasons, and I'll kind of try to get it right this time, Todd. He's had to help me miss a few words every now and again. But September 1 through September 28th is the first segment of dove, and then October 14th through November 5th, and then December 8th through January 15th. Those are the dates. Those are the
3
segments. That's the word I was looking for. 15 is your bag limit, and then there are exceptions to that, and you can look at that in the hunting guide on page 20. So tnwildlife.org or Walmart or wherever you buy your license, you can find a hunting guide. You can check that out, page 20. So let's jump into licenses a little bit.
Those are very important.
Again, without getting into the weeds, what's somebody going to need?
The 01, right? The 01.
Yeah, the 01.
What's the 01?
The famous 01 that you tell everybody. Yeah,
That's what I've got to say. What's an 01? I don't know the name of it. I know what it is. It's an 01.
If you're used to those.
For years, we've had the 01 license,
Trying
which
to
is the
change.
combo hunt and fish.
Combo hunt fish, yeah, and then you're that migratory that goes with it.
Yep.
That's small. So I think it's $1.
It's
Is that
$1,
right? Yeah. So if you go that route, or like I do, just to stay easy and have it on auto renew, I do a Sportsman's because I do everything.
Yeah.
But that keeps you out of trouble, and just make sure and get that comes with a free. You got to click the button there. Yeah, but it comes with a free migratory with it. So,
Yeah.
not to be mistaken with your duck stamp, but
Right, right. Yeah, and make sure if you're at a Walmart or somewhere like that, make sure you say, I want the migratory bird, or, make sure they know to click that for you, because they're going through the buttons for you there.
Yeah, a lot of times they aren't aware of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're not employed by us, so just look at either look at the website or look at our hunting guide, and if they got questions, you can always call in. So
One thing about that migratory bird, too, something that's a little different now, it expires on June 30th of each year.
Okay, yeah.
So if a lot of people will buy it during duck season.
Yeah, right.
So if they buy that during duck season, now our licenses are good for 1 year. So if I buy my Type 1 or that hunt and fish combo, it's good from 1 year from the day you buy it. When you add that migratory bird in February, it's going to expire June 30th.
Oh, yeah.
If you buy it
Good
June
point.
28th, it's going to expire June 30th.
Right.
So you need to go back in there and buy it again, unfortunately.
yeah, that's a federal deal.
To
I
add
don't
it.
think
Yeah,
we can
that is
change
not
that.
with us. That's with the feds. That migratory bird permit is a federal permit that we sell.
I
Just
think
like
the
a duck stamp.
365 thing was a good change for us, and it's helped a lot of hunters, but there are some exceptions like that, so make sure you check that out.
And we're still getting used to it, so we
so are
understand
we.
there's some growing pains. So we understand that.
And like Matt said, the sportsman license, the all-inclusive, that's a good investment. It's
Yeah, if you deer hunt, especially if you hunt WMAs or anything, or may hunt that, it really does wind up paying for itself.
Sure.
So,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, or just
And the headache, just
do the
the
lifetime,
headache.
something like that.
I'll look on the reel system and I'll see where people have bought 3 or 4 different licenses and they're like, forget it. And then they buy a Sportsman, so they've spent twice the money, but just for the headache of
Right.
trying to figure it all out, they'll just buy the Sportsman.
So folks that are going on the WMAs to hunt, do they need a WMA permit for that as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's listed in there. Though there's a small game that they'll have to get in association.
Look,
with.
I was just looking for the type again.
I
was
know,
like, yeah,
I know.
I think it's
It's
a 93.
it's a 93.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
supposed to be
93.
a
I was like, I
93.
think it's a 93, but I don't see a 93.
I know.
Yeah, just to bring that up again, we don't refer to the
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
licenses by number anymore.
Right.
It's just
It's not on the app like that.
I'm still getting used to that myself.
yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
where's it at?
Hard habit to break.
Yeah.
It's been like that for so many years.
Yeah. So WMA small game waterfowl or the 1 day. So there's 2 options there.
Yeah.
Or WMA small game only.
Oh, yeah.
That's your better option.
Small game only.
Yeah.
That way, if you don't want to hunt waterfowl, I think the waterfowl one's a little bit more expensive. So,
Yeah.
But
Perfect. All right. Well, that's our seasons. That's the licenses you need. We've touched on it, but tnwildlife.org is the home point for all things dove hunting in Tennessee. The button there on the home page, I'm going to click through it just so I can talk you through it here. Dove hunting info and fields is what the button's titled. It's got all the information on dove hunting. You can find the fields there. So let's talk about how to find a field. We're going to stick on Region 2 since you guys work that region. And you click on Region 2, it pulls up the options that are available. Not many lease fields this year, right?
no, we didn't have many. I think that goes back to what Kaleb was talking about with the corn and everything, especially in Robertson. I noticed in Rutherford, not too much cut. So that goes back to that. But yeah, we didn't have too many between our district and the Southern District in 22. I think they had one, and we couldn't get anything worked out with one. But it is something that's available. We'll pay for a field, if it's a regular agricultural practice, and you have a field that you want to lease, we'll lease it out. I'd have to look real quick. I think it's up to.
You can make up to $4,000.
Yeah, you can make up for. They'll pay $75 an acre.
Okay.
Up to 40 acres if it's harvested grain field. and then they'll pay a little bit extra if it's topsoil wheat. So
And those are typically 3-day deals, right?
correct.
At least, at minimum. That's in the lease. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a minimum 3 days. It could be the whole season if the landowner wanted. So.
Yeah, and we come out, and I know at least in Wilson County we've had some in the past, and I know one of the individuals, I don't believe his cornfield is going to be ready. So obviously we didn't lease that, but we do come out and help out with the hunt a little bit as far as establishing a parking area if we need to, or put up signs, and we'll check the field for the landowner. You know, we obviously have a lot of duties those days, but we come by and check them and make sure everything's going good.
Good.
So, but
Is there any possibility to lease deeper into the season? Do y'all, or is it normally just the opening weekends and
There is,
earlier? Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'd have to get into the legal thing, I guess. But on the lease, it says it's required that you have to hunt it opening day.
Oh, okay.
It's
Gotcha.
opening day plus an additional 2 days at least. So, again, no corn being cut. We can't hunt it opening day, and until we can change that lease somehow. And I don't know if that's with us or the feds.
So that's how the lease. Okay, gotcha. That's why
Yeah,
it's
it's
just done at the beginning of the
You
year.
get so many people hunting. I hate to say it, but it's really about a 4-day season. I mean, when it comes to the general public hunting, I mean, obviously
just
we
like
allow a lot of
dogs,
days,
yeah.
but it's that opening day and that following weekend. So that's what we try to get. At least the first 2 weekends, we try to get opening day and then 2 Saturdays, or that Saturday and Labor Day. So that's kind of what we're looking for from those lease fields. Like when are people mostly going to hunt it? They're going to hunt those days. So that's when we want them open.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
And some of them do really well. So
Yeah. And you said you ran into some guys hunting in December.
Oh, yeah.
On
that was,
on a field, and it's like
that's what I was saying.
kind
I
of shocked you. You're like,
thought
what
they
are
were
doing?
deer hunting, you know. I pulled up on them, and I was like, why aren't these guys wearing orange? And, go to check them, and they're like, we're dove hunting. And I was like, oh, okay. Cool, I guess. Yeah. You kill anything? They're like, no, not a thing. I'm like, well, it's December.
Yeah. But it's an option. It's there. and
There's
I
still
see
birds
the birds
here.
flying. Yeah.
They are migratory birds, but at the same time, you get a lot of local birds that just live here. And, you can still wear them out in December. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen other hunts where they do kill them in December.
Yeah,
So.
I think that folks don't realize that some seasons are open in different segments and longer than you know.
Oh,
and you forget. And, the opening day is cool and it's fun. It's the start of it, but then it's like, man, I can still do this later in the year.
Yeah.
Squirrel hunting's one, and it's been
yeah.
extended even. We hunted late in the year last year, which was great. Or I guess it was early this year.
Right.
Flips over into the new calendar year, but
that, like I said, that first segment ends September 28th, and deer season this year, archery's opening September 23rd. So I'd say a majority of your hunters will, dove season's over. It's
Transition.
time to deer hunt now.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of properties where people are particular about their deer, and they don't want you out there hunting doves and shooting shotguns and quote scaring the deer away.
Sure.
So that's just part of it.
and those who don't like to archer hunt can get out there with a shotgun.
Yeah, right.
Doves,
Blast away.
until their favorite
November
deer
rolls
season
around.
opens. Yeah. All right, let's cover some do's and don'ts real fast. A couple of things that I had written down, and I want you guys just to elaborate on others if you have them. But respect the landowner and the
Absolutely.
property. That was one that y'all kind of brought up earlier.
Yeah.
Well, that helps us and helps, the hunters get these lease fields too. I mean, by respecting the landowners, and the landowners see that, then more are more apt, I think, to come to us and say, hey, we'll be glad to lease a field to you.
Yeah, or even just a pay hunt that a farmer has, on his own.
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, I don't know that I see as many of those anymore.
Used to be a lot.
Yeah, it used to be several down in Eagleville, places like that. And I'm sure there still are some, but and those are more word of mouth. We don't have those on our website. That's just between the public and a farmer. But it all comes back to that comfort level of the farmer. How has he been treated in the past? And,
Right.
Is he willing to do that again?
Yep.
Have all those people on his field. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that respect goes a long way, and we teach it in Hunter Ed. And
I'll say there's a video specifically to dove hunting in Hunter Edge.
yes, sir. Yes, yeah. Yeah, a little old, but it still maintains that value. I mean, there's still those do's and don'ts in that video that are important. So.
Power lines and fiber optic lines, that's a big topic right now. They're expensive to replace, but doves like to light on them, don't they?
I do. And would you say you got an email from your electric company?
Yeah, so I have
Watch it
Cumberland
out.
Electric company there in Robertson County, and they send a little email out, just warning farmers and hunters, just be careful, because with harvest season, I guess they have trouble with, farmers accidentally
Clipping lines.
low power lines or hitting telephone poles, and they specifically mentioned dove hunters. Nothing against them, but just, hey, please be cautious of, now we have what's called Cumberland Connect. It's our fiber optic internet in Robertson County and other surrounding counties, and those fiber optic lines, I guess, aren't quite as stable. Or,
Pretty delicate by comparison, I guess.
Comparison to a power line. So
Yeah.
we definitely don't want to tear that up, mess up my internet and your internet. So
No.
I hear you.
No.
Things to think about: don't shoot low birds.
Absolutely.
Keep the public safe. Keep the other people in the field safe.
Especially on these fields where you have a lot of people. I mean, our WMA fields, they get packed, and you expect people to, if it's a low bird, if you hear people hollering that out, just lay off of it. There'll be more birds come through.
Yep.
So it's just not worth taking that risk.
That's for sure.
Well, and back to respecting the hunters too. We'll have hunters that are lined up in a fence row or on the woods and on both sides, and then you'll have one hunter that may be a novice and not really sure, and they'll just go sit right in the middle of the field in front of just in between everybody, and I mean that just I've had tons of people call and complain like, this guy's got to move. I'm like, well, yeah, it's an etiquette thing, respect thing, and it's like he's legal. I mean, I'm sorry, but he can hunt there.
But if you're new to it, maybe talk to those hunters there and say, mind if I sit here and say, well, no, because of this, I don't want you here. So
and that's why I will go and just talk to him like, hey, man, just let them know that you may want to move. You know, this is what's going to happen if you're going to get shot rain down on you quite a bit because the birds are flying right over you and everybody's shooting at the birds.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No. You're talking about the shot. Be cognizant of the houses that are around too. We do get a lot of calls on that.
That's our number one complaint.
The sheriff's office, they get calls on that, and just be careful because I mean that shot goes a distance, and if you get people that aren't maybe not necessarily opposed to hunting, but just aren't hunting that day, or it's not what they do, they don't want a bunch of shot coming down on their house, or their kids might be trying to play outside. So just be respectful of that. It goes a long way.
It hurts too.
Yeah, it does hurt.
It does sting.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say real quick. That was one of my lease fields I had. They were getting rained on pretty heavy. A neighbor, so they were complaining, and this lady came to me. She had a cup of ice cream, with shot in her ice cream, and she was like, "I'm trying to swim and eat my ice cream." She showed me the lead shot in the ice cream. Like, I'm sorry. So again, just please watch it.
Good points for sure. Keep bag limits separate. That's one that I had here on my list. We posted this on Facebook actually, but keep your bag limits separate. Space yourself from other hunters and clean up around yourself. Pick up the holes and things. That's kind of touched on that.
Yeah.
That's littering. I mean, people leaving their stuff, even the dead birds leaving out there a lot. That's considered littering.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely urge you to do that.
Yeah, take your birds. They're good eating.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to run out of time. Let's say plug shotguns. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to recommend make sure and use your factory plug. Now, if you get out there, I'm going to tell a quick story real quick. So, occasionally in the field, you may have to, you get out there and you're like, oh goodness, I forgot my plug, and you can go find something in your truck or whatnot to use. An ink pen. But always, if you do put something in there, make sure and check. Make sure you can't get 3 shells in the magazine. But me and 2 other officers years ago when I first got to Rutherford were checking a field, and we had 81, 82-year-old man where he was out there hunting. We were ecstatic. I was like, cool, man, you're out here getting after. I think it was in Cannon County. And he wound up not having a plug in his gun. It was an accident.
Yeah.
He knew it. We used it as an educational opportunity. We wound up finding a toothbrush in the bed of his truck. No lie. So we trimmed it down and were able to use it.
Made
and get him right.
Oh,
got him right.
There you go. That's
and
awesome.
he continued hunting.
That's awesome.
I love those stories about discretion, you guys.
Yeah.
We
do our best.
Yeah.
We're not out there to hammer everybody.
Heck no.
People think that sometimes, but if we can teach you, then man, that's an A+ for us that day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, we covered a lot, but we also have a lot left here. Morning doves, collared doves, doesn't matter, right? Those are both legal.
Yes. And collared doves, as long as they're readily identifiable, don't count toward your limit.
Okay, cool.
Kill
and
all you
then
want.
your legal shot, there's a shot size and things for dove, or does it matter?
Yeah, 4 shot.
4 shot or smaller.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, smaller better.
Yeah. So things like that. Just check your guide. A lot of that's in here.
Hey, everything we've talked about is in this guide or on our website.
Right there.
Which is very
prepping
awesome.
fields and everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And our website's full of all that field prep stuff. We didn't get into a lot of that today, but
make sure it's a regular ag practice.
There you go.
So, yep.
And if you have any questions, feel free to call us.
Yeah,
We get a
always
lot of
give us a
phone
call.
calls to ask. People want to do it right, and we appreciate that. So
Yeah, we don't mind
Call
ahead of
us.
time talking about it
yeah,
at all.
it's better to talk about it beforehand, other than when you got a shotgun in your hand doing it the wrong way in the field. So.
definitely. Well, I appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah,
Don,
it's
thank
fun.
you.
You bet. Thank you, guys.
No problem at all. That was fun. Whether it was my first or second time, I'm not sure.
We'll have you
We'll
back.
do it again.
We'll have
Yeah.
you back.
You'll
Yeah.
remember this one.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Oh, you're
May not.
You're gonna be famous now. No.
Oh goodness.
All right. Well, this is Tennessee Wildcast. We appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee Wildcast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.